I'm 25 years old. I'm a CNA in the US and I'm building a house in Jamaica and I'm leaving the US in December of this year and moving to Jamaica permanently.
Real freedom is finally being somewhere that reminds you you are never, ever, ever supposed to do life alone in the first place.
Hello guys, have you ever asked yourselves why some black Americans are leaving the United States to start a new life in Jamaica? Is it really about the beautiful beaches and the warm weather, or is there something much deeper driving this life-changing decision? So guys, today we are looking at the growing trend that has sparked a lot of discussions online. More and more black Americans are choosing to leave the United States and relocate to Jamaica. For many people, this sounds surprisingly because the US is often seen as the land of opportunity. So why would anyone choose to leave it behind? So guys, let's watch this video until the end. Then I'll be back with a lot of comments. And remember, if you are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscription button. Also comment, like and share this video out.
I didn't realize how disconnected from life and nature I had become until I relocated to Jamaica. And I don't mean disconnected from people or social media. I mean disconnected from me, from my own body, from quiet, from nature, from rest. Before I moved here, my life in the United States felt like constant stimulation, a lot of noise, a lot of pressure, a lot of traffic, a lot of stress. So after a while, I stopped noticing what that did to my nervous system because everybody around me was living the same way, basically. Like stress became culture, overworking became normal, and being constantly tired also became normal. And as a woman, you know, we're praised for surviving things that never should have become our normal in the first place. So I just kept pushing and kept doing, even when my body was struggling, even when stress started showing up physically. You know, I already told you my left eye would become inflamed during stressful periods, and eventually that became part of my autoimmune diagnosis. But at that time, I still treated my body like something to override instead of something to listen to because it wasn't that bad. But then I came here, and for the first time in a long time, I noticed life again. It wasn't about productivity or performance. It was just life. It was the sound of rain on a zinc roof. It was trees that were loaded with fruit, goats in the road, the breeze at night, cooking meals intentionally and slower from scratch, watching my animals move through the yard, and people stopping to actually talk instead of rushing past each other with a fake "how you doing" and really not caring. And I know some people romanticize island life, so I'm not saying that it's perfect here. But what I am saying is that this place forced me to slow down enough to realize how overstimulated I had been for years. I had gotten so used to stress that peace almost felt uncomfortable at first. And that's how deeply survival mode can condition us. I think a lot of us are living disconnected from natural human rhythm. We wake up and grab our phones. We don't rest. We don't breathe deeply. We don't spend time outside. We barely sit with our own thoughts. And then we wonder why so many people are anxious, exhausted, and inflamed. The human body was never meant to operate under constant pressure without consequence. So being here in Jamaica reminds me that healing is not always some dramatic transformation. Sometimes it's very ordinary. Air, sunlight, food, real food, sleep, stillness, community. But survival and living are not the same thing. Thank you for listening. Love, health, and wealth.
3 things I learned since I moved to Jamaica. Number 1, this is not America, okay? Jamaica culture is not American culture. One thing I had to learn, I had to leave that American shit in America. The laws are different. The culture is different. The only thing American about Jamaica is the cost of living. And don't get me started about cost of living, okay? Everybody think, oh, I'm gonna go to live in Jamaica and live abroad and it's gonna be so cheap, babes. think of it like this, like inflation has hit other places too, and inflation definitely hit Jamaica. And a lot of the things that are here, products sold and things, are all imported in. With import is customs. And this leads to my last point, okay? If you're moving here and you're gonna send things down like furniture and all that, be prepared to give your whole wallet to customs. The whole thing. This patty is good though. Excuse my manners, okay? But I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I ship my stuff down, my grandma warned me. She said, baby, you just better off go ahead and buy everything you need here. I said, no, grandma, it's okay. $6,000 later! And I only shipped like barely even a 1 bedroom's worth of furniture and things. Like, yeah. Just don't do it, okay? Unless the wallet is fat, okay? Okay. Other than that, I love Jamaica. And I'll be honest, I was not expecting to like it this much because the humidity, we're not friends, but the people, all love. All love. I love my peoples, okay? Bye, y'all.
Hello, as you know, I'm leaving the US and I'm moving to Jamaica in December of this year, which is about 6 months, so much to do. But I wanted to give you guys an update. We are clearing out the property, some parts of the property for the animals that we're gonna have, but also for the plants that we're gonna be growing. We're gonna grow okra, callaloo, and things like that to sell produce, fresh produce. So we're just clearing out the property, but also we wanna have a nice front yard that looks, you know, nice. We paid for 6 hours, which is about $350, which is pretty good, I think. I don't know, y'all tell me. But it looks nice. So this was a before picture of the overgrown, kind of like what it looks like overgrown. And then this is what it looks like now that we're clearing everything out. It's looking good. It's coming together. Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to see it in person. I can't wait to show you guys in person. All of this hard work is going to pay off. It's going to look amazing. Thank you guys for the ones who leave positive comments and who are cheering me on. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm so excited. I don't know.
I moved to Jamaica thinking I was highly independent. Baby, I wore independence like it was going out of style. I used to say things like, oh, I got it. I'll figure it out. I don't need nobody. That was me. Because in the United States, struggling alone is just kind of a natural thing. You could be carrying 47 million emotional bags, 14 jobs, stress, anxiety, and you know, it's still just whatever. And somebody will still say to you, yes, sis, you're so strong. Meanwhile, you are one eye twitch away from a collapse. But moving to Jamaica started exposing me a bit because people here, they really help each other. And I wasn't prepared for it. Not to say they don't in the US, don't get me wrong, but they really do in Jamaica. I remember somebody asking me, who I didn't know, if I ate, and I immediately got suspicious. I was like, what? Like, what's the catch? Why are you concerned about my nutrition, ma'am? Because in the US, if somebody randomly helps you too fast, your first thought is, what do they want? What's the catch? But here, people will literally stop and reason with you for 30 minutes like they don't have anywhere else to be. Meanwhile, my American brain still times conversations. Horrible. Like, okay, this was beautiful, but aren't we all supposed to be rushing somewhere? Apparently not. And another thing, Jamaicans will ask personal questions quick. There's no, I shouldn't say manners because it's not like they lack manners because they're very mannerable. It's more, I don't know, they're just very inquisitive. Like, are you married? Where's your family? How long are you staying? Do you cook? And I'm like, ma'am, I just met you 14 seconds ago. But over time, I started realizing something. A lot of what I called independence was just really survival mode. Because when you come from environments where everybody is overwhelmed, overworked, and stressed, you learn to just depend on yourself. And you stop expecting help. You stop expecting softness. And you stop expecting community. everywhere. Everything becomes handle it yourself, fix it yourself, carry it yourself. But island life has been teaching me that life feels lighter when people actually show up for each other. And honestly, I think Americans are so used to hyper independence that some of us don't even know how to relax into being cared for anymore. We think accepting help means we're not capable or weakness. Meanwhile, Jamaicans out here borrowing seasoning, sharing mangoes, checking on neighbors, talking to strangers, and building community early in the morning. And I'm over here still saying, no, I got it. Jamaica is teaching me that there is strength in community too. Not just survival, not hustle, not just carrying everything alone. And maybe real freedom isn't proving you don't need anybody. Maybe real freedom is finally being somewhere that reminds you you are never, ever, ever supposed to do life alone in the first place. Once again, thanks for listening. Love, health, and wealth. Peace.
I gotta come back and tell y'all this little story, right? I have to tell y'all this little story. So, I'm living in Jamaica as an expat, right? Y'all see this hair? I decided when I turned 50 that I wasn't gonna dye my hair no more. I have been gray since I have been born. I've had this gray spot right here since I was born, and all the rest of this shit came in my 20s, right? I mean, like early 20s, like 21, I had gray hair. And I started dyeing it when I got about 30. It used to be exotic when I was younger, and I started dyeing it when I got about 30 years old. And at this big age of 51, my hair was black, and I had to dye it, and only the edges would turn gray. So I decided when I turned 50, I wasn't dyeing my shit no more. So I don't fucking dye it. Yeah, I wear wigs a lot. Not because I don't like the gray hair. It's because I don't like doing my fucking hair. I don't like... That's why I locked it, because I've never worn my natural hair since I've probably been 25 years old. I've always had braids, weave. I just started wearing wigs. I ain't never wear wigs in my life, but I guess at this big age, it's time to wear wigs, because that's what wigs is for, old bitches. But you young bitches need to leave it alone. So I be trying to fuck with them, but I love my hair. I love my hair. I love my hair. I love my hair. So anyway, I'm just looking at it. So I thought I'd talk about it. But what I do want to talk about is living in Jamaica is such a gem. It's a very rare experience, right? So I live in Uptown. I live between downtown and Uptown. I live like by Halfway Tree. I live by Devon's house, if y'all know where that is. Real close to an area called New Kingston. Like, that's what I do. I love the ghetto because I'm from the ghetto, but I also don't want to go to another country and live in the ghetto because I'm not from Kingston, so it doesn't make sense that I go mingle and rock around. Some places, like if I walk to the grocery store, which I love to do because for whatever reason I love to be around people. Like, I can go... Anyway, I gotta take off my jewelry. I can't walk with my little jewelry on because they snatch chains. Like, I ain't even pressed about the cost of the chain. This chain has sentimental value. One of my girlfriends died. I have her tattoo right here of leukemia, and she was 10 years older than me. And back in the day, I used to go with her when she had this jade on, which is called a lifesaver. That's what we call it. And, well, I call it. She had a jade lifesaver on, and I used to go with her. We used to go out and boost, because yes, I used to be a booster, and go do little strange shit for her change. And she used to go, well, for change, and she used to go make payments on her necklace while I was just trying to survive. So when she passed, I went to a big Chinese jewelry store, and I just paid for it. Like, I paid a couple $1,000s for the whole ensemble. It's 24 karat. This one is, not this one. And, you know, that was my remembrance of her. That was the way I remember her. And it made me feel like an adult, because I remember she made payments on it, and we was hustling to get the payments. Well, we was hustling for different shit. I was hustling to feed my kids. And
I'm 25 years old. I'm a CNA in the US, and I'm building a house in Jamaica, and I'm leaving the US in December of this year and moving to Jamaica permanently. And a question that people ask me in my personal life is, what if it doesn't work out, girl? What if shit hits the fan? Like, what if it just doesn't work out? And I'm like, listen, I'm already an overthinker, so yes, it's true. Like, of course, there are doubts in the back of my mind, but I will say I'm an overthinker. I plan for A, B, C, D, F, G, and I always try to have backup plans and ideas for if, you know, something was to happen, God forbid. But yes, I always try to just think of other ways. It has to work out. I want it to work out. This is what I really want to do, and I'm gonna make it work. When there's a will, that's right, there's a way, baby.
So guys, we have seen a lot of people coming out sharing their stories online. So according to the stories that have been shared, the answers goes far beyond sunshine and the tropical scenery. Many of the people who moved say they were exhausted by the constant pressure of America life. They described living in a society where something seemed to move at a full speed. Long working hours, there's expensive housing, rising bills, there's traffic, and the pressure to always be productive left many feeling mentally and emotionally drained. You know very well, if you stay in America, in those European countries, you must work in order for you to pay your bills. You cannot survive. And we have seen several people explaining that they had reached a point where they felt disconnected from themselves. They were working hard every day, but rarely had time to enjoy life. Some even they have talked about the way they felt like they were simply surviving instead of truly living. After they moved to Jamaica, they saw they finally found the chance to slow down, breathe, and focus on their mental and emotional well-being because because this is not what they expected when they moved to Jamaica. Another major reasons they give is that sense of community. Many of them notice that in Jamaica, people often know their neighbors, stop to have a conversation, check on each other, and share what they have. Because this is really different from America. Because in America, you cannot just greet your neighbor. You may live with your neighbor for maybe for even years without even knowing his or her name. So you can see when these people move to Jamaica, they find that Jamaica is really a different country because you can even walk and find a stranger in the streets. Then he will greet you because it is normal there. So instead of everyone trying to handle life alone, there's a stronger feeling of togetherness. For many experts, this was one of the biggest differences they experienced. However, this also reminds us as viewers that moving to Jamaica is not the perfect solution to every problem. Maybe life there has its own challenges. The cost of many imported goods is high. Inflation affects daily expenses, and adjusting to a different culture takes patience. Things may move at a slower pace. Government processes can be different, and newcomers have to respect local customs instead of expecting everything to work the way it does in America. So the people of who they say that the people who are in this video you saw, they were saying that anyone thinking about relocating should do proper research before making such a big decision. Visiting the country for a shorter vacation is very different from living there fully time. So, understanding also the cost of living, also housing, healthcare, employment opportunities, and immigration rules extremely are very important. So, perhaps the most interesting ideas in the discussion or in the video is how it challenges the tradition or a definition of success. In many societies, success is measured by a bigger paychecks, a larger house, or a more prestigious career. But in most cases, you see most of the people, they just want to move from maybe their country to go and look for greener pastures in another people's country. But these individuals are in the video we have seen, they are arguing that the real success also includes peace of mind, also a strong relationship, good health, and having enough time to enjoy your life. Of course, every country has an advantage and disadvantage. That is very true. The United States offers opportunities that many people around the world still dream about. All of us know that. But while Jamaica has its own economic and social challenges, there is no perfect country. The real question is which lifestyle best matches your personal values and priorities? Because we have been seeing a lot of people trying to move from their country not only for education purposes, but also they want to relocate because they feel like their home is not green enough. So they should move from their home so that they can go and look for green pastures. So you saw the way those Americans, when they travel to Jamaica, they really get shocked because they find that life in Jamaica is so easy because even the people are so friendly. That is where we get someone getting surprised, whereby she's even greeted by a stranger in the streets. That does not happen back in their country. So you can see when these people move, they get shocked and they just find the peace of mind that they have been looking for, and it gets very difficult for them even to go back to their country. We have seen a lot of tourists even shocked with Jamaican's culture when they visit Jamaica. That shows how this Jamaica is really a beautiful country, and a lot of people there have been dreaming to visit that country. And also for me, one day I feel like I should plan and also travel to Jamaica because that has been my dream to go and also explore that culture. So tell me, guys, what do you think? Are these Americans making a smart decision by choosing peace and community over the fast-paced American lifestyle, or do you believe the opportunities available in the United States still overweight the benefits and the relocating to Jamaica? Share your thoughts in the comments below, then I'm going to read them through, guys. Otherwise, guys, thanks for the much support you have been showing me. Thanks for the thanks so much to my subscribers who have been always coming back to view my channel, who have been pressing that subscription button. And remember, if you are also new here, don't forget to click the subscription button so that we can build our community big. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I do really appreciate. Until then.